Stop applying and opening the wrong credit cards. I've opened over 65 credit cards since 2015. I opened cards when I was only making under $10,000 a year as a broke line cook. Yes, I was broke with credit cards and zero debt. And I've opened credit cards making over $250,000 a year in corporate America. And here's what nobody tells you. The credit cards you open should change as your income changes. I know that sounds crazy, right? And most people either open premium credit cards way too early or stay stuck with beginner cards for far too long. So today I'm breaking down exactly what credit cards you should open based on your salary, your credit score, and your goals. And the most important part of all, your lifestyle. So 5 income bands, exact strategy, and common mistakes. And one card near the end that can literally pay you close to $1,000 a year to hold it. I know that sounds crazy, right? Now make sure to comment below right now, what income band are you in? Let's build a strategy that is for you, not for me, you. Now salary band number 1 is going to be under $40,000. So if you're making under $40,000 a year, this is not the flex stage. This is the foundation stage. Minimum credit score is no credit to a 640. Your goal is not travel, not luxury lounges, not flexing metal cards. Your goal is learn how credit works, learn how credit cards work, and avoid destroying your financial future, because you can definitely do it very quickly in the beginning. I've seen it a billion times. So let me say this clearly. A credit card is not extra money. It's borrowed money. If you don't have the cash, you don't swipe. It's that simple. Cards to look at: secured cards, student cards. For example, the Capital One secured card. Use it, pay it off in full every single month, and in around 6 to 8 months, they will graduate you to an unsecured card and give you your money back in a statement credit. And then the next one is the Discover student card or the Discover It card. They have a secured version also. Secured card, you put down anywhere from $200 to $500. That becomes your limit. Student card equals a small limit, no deposit. Maximum cards in this category: 1. You don't need 3, you don't need 5, you need discipline. The biggest mistake? Treating your limit like spending power. You have a $300 limit, you should only use $30 to $90 max. Keep utilization low, and this stage is about payment history, learning statement dates, and learning due dates. And most importantly, building confidence. If you master this stage, everything else becomes easy. Now, salary band number 2 is $40K to $80K. Now you're making real money. You're probably early career, recent grad, or first promotion potentially, or somewhere in between there. Minimum score is 640 to 700 plus ideally. So your goals here are gonna be: I understand spending categories, learn cashback strategy, and stack rewards. This is where things get interesting. You don't just swipe anymore, you think. Where am I spending the most? Groceries, dining, online shopping. Then you match your card to your file. The cards to look at are gonna be your Citibank Double Cash or your Chase Freedom Unlimited. Simple, no annual fee, 1.5% to 2% cash back. And here's the advanced move most people miss: stack cash back. You can use cashback portals like Rakuten, swipe cashback cards, double dip, but listen carefully. Do not spend to earn rewards. If you're spending $100 to earn 3, you didn't win, you just lost $97. Now the max cards to have in this category, 1 to 2, that's it. Notice I didn't say 3, 4, 5, 6. You don't need that many credit cards. You're building efficiency now. Now make sure to comment below, are you cashback team or points team? Now, salary band number 3 is $80K to $125K. I call this the sweet spot. This is where the game changes. This is where you unlock travel points, transfer partners, sign-up bonuses, real leverage. Your minimum credit score, 700 to 740 plus. Your goals are simple in this category. Number 1, spend mastery. Number 2, credits mastery. Number 3, point strategy. Let me talk to you about something real quick. Let's say a business class to Asia costs $3,500. You can redeem points as cash back and waste 300,000 plus points, or transfer to an airline partner and book it for 75,000 points. Same seat, massive difference. That's the power of transferable currencies. The key lesson here: airline miles to credit card points. Airline miles equals locked. So points are flexible. Always value flexibility. And the cards to consider in this category, the American Express Gold and the Capital One Venture. Now let's talk effective annual fees, because people panic at 250, 325 annual fees. But if you're getting Uber credits, dining credits, travel credits, and you use them anyway, you're actually profiting. This is where cards start paying you. The max cards to have in this category are gonna be 2 to 3 cards. Example setup, 1 catch-all, 1 category booster, and 1 travel card. The biggest mistake is not hitting sign-up bonuses. I wanna give a special shout out to all my beasters out there that are working hard to fix their credit using DisputeBeast, the most advanced AI credit repair software ever created that comes with a 110% money back guarantee, but specifically to Kenneth. Kenneth's credit score went up 282 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. And Arthur's credit score went up 670 points after just 2 rounds with DisputeBeast. But let's not forget Destiny. Destiny's credit score went up 264 points after just 1 round with DisputeBeast. DisputeBeast link is going to be in the video description and pinned at the top of the comments for anyone that needs to fix their credit. One of the pro moves is to put group dinners on your card. Have everyone Venmo you. It's instant progress. But I have them Venmo me at the table. I don't say Venmo me later because you might not get it later. Just keep it 100, okay? That's instant progress. So make sure to comment below. Have you ever transferred points before and enjoyed it? Now, salary band number 4 is 125K to 500K. Now we're in premium territory. Now the minimum credit score is 740 plus. This is where cards get powerful. Your goals: master credits, maximize perks, optimize protection. This is lounge access, global entry, trip delay insurance, purchase protection, luxury hotel benefits. And the cards to look at, the American Express Platinum and the Chase Sapphire Preferred. Now, a lot of people want to argue with me, say, no, the Chase Sapphire Reserve. If you got the Platinum, you don't need the Reserve. You can get the lower annual fee with the Chase Sapphire Preferred and save yourself the money. Because yes, the Platinum has a massive annual fee, but if you travel, it can return over $1,000 in value. The key is fit. If you don't travel, don't force travel credit cards. Wrong card fit is the #1 mistake here. But the ideal setup with this credit card setup is gonna be 3 to 5 credit cards max. Anything more, you're managing cards full time, and it's not fun, believe me. I've got way too many. Now let's not forget about salary band number 5, 500,000 plus. This is invite only territory. I call it the flex cards. For example, the American Express Centurion Black Card or the JP Morgan Chase Reserve Private Banking Card. Last part's the most important. What you'll need is millions invested, hundreds of thousands in annual spend. But here's the truth. These are mostly just flex cards. If you're making 500,000 plus, your time matters more than optimization. Some of the wealthiest people I know use 2% cashback and keep it simple. Money buys options, not complexity. Here's the big lesson. Credit cards should evolve with your income. Under 40K, build. 40 to 80K, optimize cash back. 80K to 125K, master points. 125K to 500K, maximize perks. 500K plus, flex or simplify. Now I wanna know, what salary band are you in? What cards are you currently holding? And are you team cashback or team travel? I'm team travel in case you're wondering. And if this breakdown helps you, smash that like button so more people can stop opening the wrong credit cards at the wrong time. And make sure to watch this video right here so you can learn about the crazy massive new changes that are happening with credit scores. And if you felt that I brought you some value in this video, make sure that you don't forget and subscribe to increase your credit score.